Howdy, folks. I'm just gonna let this little splash screen stay up for a while. Um, anyways, I'm gonna do this for I don't know till I run through this pile of comics I pulled out, or till I get bored. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyways, I don't know how long to give anybody to read that, but basically, I'm giving away my entire comic book collection because, well, what it says on the screen. I don't have really any family to give it to, and I really don't want to see it dumped in the trash or in the dumpster upon my untimely demise. So there are a couple catches. One, you have to come get them. I'm not shipping them anywhere. I'm just not going to fool with that. That means I have to buy new long boxes or buy some short boxes or buy some kind of boxes that you can ship comics in a little bit better than the long boxes that I've got now. And then the whole coordination with a truck, and yeah, I'd rather you just come pick them up. That way I know that you really want them. You're not, anyways. There are some books in here that are still worth a bit of money. Nothing outrageous, nothing over $100, but $20, $50 books. I'm just sick and tired of selling shit on eBay, so I don't like the fact that eBay thinks everybody's an employee, and I really don't want to have to report my income to Social Security. They can kiss my ass. So, um, anyways, so most of the key issues have been stripped out, so there's that. But where are you going to get $10,000 worth of fills for free? I mean, for what, a couple $100 worth of gas, even if you live like in L.A. or Key West or Maine or Oregon. I mean, geez, come on. It's kind of a no-brainer, but people don't want to make the drive. Hell, people from Duluth, that is just like 30 miles away from me, they don't want to make the drive to where I live. So, anyways, let's transition to the price list. Here's the first page of the price list that I've got up online. Is a series of PDF files. I calculated all this via comicbookpriceguide.com. I went through yesterday's books. 2001 A Space Odyssey. You can see what the prices are on those. Hey, James. Sorry, I was looking at my OBS screen. Anyways, I'm going back to my OBS screen here for a minute. Today I'm going to be profiling the next in the series, which is the Action Comics. So let's just get right to this. Okay, here's the first book in the series. And this is not necessarily going to be about me talking about comics, but just talking about everything. So, whatever you guys want to talk about. This is Action Comics 647. I kind of just, I don't know, I don't remember a lot of any of this. Looks like it's a Brainiac issue. I don't have any strong opinions on Brainiac, other than they keep trying to make him human. And for a 12th level intelligence, he sure gets. That's the trouble with all supervillains. They always get defeated, no matter how powerful they are. So, anyways, how are you today, James? Anyways, you can see the pages on the book. They're still fairly white. Yes, there's been some browning, some yellowing of the books. That's to be expected. I mean, the things are 30 plus years old. I don't know. When was this purchased? What's the date on the inside of this? Christ, I can't see anything anymore. This was 1989. Okay. Just waking up. Yeah, so am I. I just got up like an hour ago. I'm still kind of trying to get enough coffee in me to actually make any sense and be motivated enough to really do anything. I just thought I'd start off doing this because I'm really trying to give this entire collection away. It's just trying to find the motivated individual to drive up here and take ownership of it. I've tried advertising this on Craigslist, but when you tell somebody that it's, $10,000 or more of fills, there's very few key issues in here. People don't want to make the drive, and people in Duluth also have got. People in Duluth are weird. They're just weird. Well, I guess people are weird everywhere, but people in Duluth, they won't make the drive up the shore because it's too far. It's too far. I mean, too far my ass. Duluth is like 25 miles long. It's one of the longest goddamn cities in the world. But, to drive another 25, they'll drive from end to end of Duluth, but to drive another 25 miles, 30 miles up the shore, oh my God. And don't even get me started on their aversion to driving over the bridge into Superior. It's like, what if my car breaks down? Well, there's things called taxis. It's only a couple miles over the bridge. It's not like they're going to make you swim across the bay, Lord. But, people in Superior are just as weird. They won't go over the bridge because they're afraid of the hill. The hill that is Duluth. Duluth is like the San Francisco of Minnesota. It's just nothing but hills. And people in Superior, Wisconsin, where it's just flat as a pancake, will not, especially in the winter, drive over the bridge and drive up the hill to the mall. They're afraid they'll slide down or something. I guess they all have rear-wheel drive with bald tires. Anyways, Superman fights a big robot. Okay. I don't know what was up with the Godzilla versus the Justice League, but really that recent storyline was, I just find it hard to believe. Anyways, next thing you know, they'll have Godzilla going up against Dr. Manhattan, and Dr. Manhattan will lose. Or or up against the xenomorphs. I wish they'd quit doing that stupid shit. So here's a picture of Jeff Bezos. I don't know why he looks like Wilson Fisk, but he does. Somehow they have captured Brainiac, or some guy that's been made to look like Brainiac. Anyways, I don't know how long it'll take me to show every issue I've got, but I figure if I just keep doing it every day, some young individual will think this is a good idea and come retrieve these. Okay. Oh, these are stuck together. Okay. Some more Brainiac action. Part 2 of the Brainiac trilogy. Here we go. Try to get this in here a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, I know. I'm not used to seeing Lex Luthor with a bit of weight on him. Usually Lex Luthor is portrayed as kind of skinny. In that last book, they had him, he was a bit chunky. Kind of reminded me of Kingpin, so I don't know what was up with that in 1989, so... Okay, so now they've got a Brainiac with a piece of kryptonite in him. I love the art, the old style art, a lot better than the crap that they're putting out now. I mean, this book right here is not setting the world on fire as far as kind of realism or any kind of distinctive style, but it is still better than that Teen Titans Go kind of crap that, I don't know, it's just like every book is made for little kids. No, just hate it. This is why I don't watch the animated features, the series and stuff like that. It's like, I've tried watching, what is that? The Batman series, the animated Batman series that everybody likes. The one, the future Batman or whatever. It's not Clark Kent or not Bruce Wayne, but somebody in the future. Anyways, it still has that. There's just something about the art and something about the dialogue. It's like it's all for tweeners, and I just don't like it. I like Gods and Monsters. That's the one little bitty animated featurette. It wasn't even a full feature featurette. It seemed like it was for adults. Like Heavy Metal back in 1979, that was for adults. Yeah, there were the John Candy, Harold Ramis segments were kind of for teens or kind of childish, but the rest of it, that was for adults. I like my books to be for adults, and the books, for the most part, have always been, well, not necessarily for adults, but it wasn't geared for 6-year-old kids. Um, and anyways, that's my big thing. That's I just like to feel like I'm not reading Richie Rich, and I just feel like a lot of the modern day books are got that Richie Rich Teen Titans Go feel to it. Ugh, ugh. Anyways, I broke out the Shield guy. I can't remember. I think he's just called the Shield. I don't know. I haven't read any of these books, and I mean, like, since the day I purchased them. 1993 happened, and I just gave up on comics. They were just cranking out just all kinds of variants. The stories were shit. There were too many crossovers. They were trying to cater towards investors because all the what we call tech bros now, Bitcoin bros, were getting into comics and they were just ruining it. You know, comics got me interested in science and stuff like that, and reading and all kinds of stuff. And they just kind of all pissed it away. I mean, there's still some good storylines out there. I kind of keep up with some books these days. I don't buy anything. I'm done collecting. Okay, this one feels like a double issue almost. God, it feels thick. Here we go. Let me center that up so anybody watching this on the replay can actually see it. Oh no, Jimmy Olsen is in peril. And what is that? That looks like a fat Lobo. Actually, it looks like the Insane Clown Posse, but I don't see too well anymore. So let's get into this and see what kind of nonsense. Okay. I don't know. What this is about. This guy looks like Jackie Gleason from The Honeymooners. Driving a cab. How original. Anyways, he really does. It looks like a caricature of Jackie Gleason. I don't know, I'm not gonna. I don't really read these, just going through, showing people that the books are still in fair condition. They still have value, especially reading them. I mean, you can spend all your money on, collecting key issues, but then, if you're really serious about wanting to know about, if you're collecting for the love of the comics, you'd want fills. I mean, if you're just an investor, then key issues is all you're going to care about. But somebody would have given me all this when I first started collecting. I would have took it in a minute. Hey, it's Power Girl in her boob window, and let's see. That's a 1989, 1990 haircut if I ever saw one. Sydney Sweeney should play Power Woman. She's got the boobs for it. Or Black Cat in Marvel. And I hear she's being considered for that, but both DC and Marvel need to pull their collective heads out of their asses because they can't write for shit. I just don't understand that. You got 60 plus years of comics to draw from. God. You just lift the stories. It's just copy and paste. That's all you got to do is copy and paste. But you might have to pay the original story writer. Oh no. Oh no. What it's really about is merchandising. I blame J.J. Abrams for that because he kind of unlocked the whole little. If I change the characters a little bit, then I can get 100% of all the merchandising. Well, they've killed merchandising. Nobody wants to buy their merch anymore. So I don't know. It's just a bad business model. I don't know what happened to all the people with business degrees and the lawyers that minored in business. Oh, this dude's interesting. I don't remember what he was called. Third Eye Blind. Do. I do have to say that some of these female costumes, I don't see how you fight crime in any of it. It's fun to look at. Sometimes I really just like looking at the ads. Oh, here's a convention. 1990, January 6th and 7th, 1990, New York. Todd McFarlane will be there. Oh, here's all the dates. It's a traveling show. I remember when comic book conventions were just a bunch of guys trying to sell their collections, and you might have a couple dudes that, or a dude that had a comic book store with his stuff. They might show a film or something like that. I think the first one I went to, they showed Forbidden Planet or something like that. I did go to one of the first Star Trek conventions. It was the summer of 1976. It was Louisville, and my friend Eric and I got to meet and get an autograph from Gene Roddenberry. He was the guest speaker there. The topic that night was the Bionic Man. And I remember him pointing out, oh, Lobo, we got Lobo. Yay for Lobo. Anyways, Gene Roddenberry that night pointed out that eyeglasses qualify as bionic enhancements. So, oopsie doodles. And you know what happened to that autograph? Well, while I was away for the summer at my aunt and uncle's here in Two Harbors, where I am now, because at the time I was living in Kentucky, my mother and my grandmother threw it away because my grandmother didn't see any value in it, and my mother was getting ready to move from Morganfield, Kentucky to Henderson, Kentucky. Anyways, here's the next one. We have, looks like Lois Lane is up to something. Why does she look so devious? Maybe it's not Lois Lane. I don't know. She's got red hair in this. She's got a camera, though. Yeah, it's got to be Lois. Didn't know Lois was a redhead. Anyways. Oh, somebody popped on for a little bit. Popped back off. I always wanted there to be like a morning stream. Like, I'd love for there to be a stream for when I first wake up. Like, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning Central Time. I'm not sure I'm the person to do it that early, but this is my attempt at it. Really like to learn enough about OBS. I mean, like DJ Ronnie G kind of level of in-depth knowledge about how the program operates and all the little tips and tricks. But because, well, the reason I want to learn it is I think that Mexican Iron Man has got the best gig in the world as a behind the scenes producer of various YouTube channels. I don't really want to be in front of the camera. I kind of think I would be a liability at times. But I would love to be at the back of you know, still doing my same moderation chores, but, you know, doing the scene transitions and posting the links and everything. I just think that I can do what I do now and add a few more responsibilities onto it. I mean, I can sort of kind of moderate 2 streams at one time, and I can't really do 3. I mean, I can say hello to everybody, but trying to pay attention to all 3 hosts at the same time, yeah, it just all blends together. When did Lois Lane become a redhead? God. Okay, what's all this bullshit in the back? Who knows? Some kind of family album. Okay. Ooh, an Atari 7800. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Next in the series. Okay, we got Superman in some kind of suit. I've seen this style design before. The little square bubble head looks familiar. Let's open it up. See if I can find the date on this. 1990. What was I doing in 1990? Well, I was married. I know that much. The beginning of 1990, I was working at Diversified Plastics. And I had a couple restaurant jobs. Because I try to keep 2 jobs at all time. Well, I don't work anymore, but yeah, I always try to keep 2 jobs. That way I could get all pissed off and tell everybody to fuck off and walk out the door from one job, and I'd still have another job, and then I could go job hunting again. So if I quit my main job, I still had something bringing in money. So this is how I have had over 100 separate employers in my lifetime. One, because I've always had 2, maybe 3 jobs. And the other is, do I have this up too far? Looks like it. I forgot what I was saying about jobs. Anyways. See, Lex Luthor, he's all chunky in this. Oh, there's Mixoplitolix, or whatever his name is. Basically, DC's version of the Impossible Man, or vice versa. The Impossible Man is Marvel's version of Mixoplitolix, however you say his name. I know if I had looked at the spelling, I'd never be able to say it. So, and collecting sports cards was still a thing in 1990. They hadn't killed that market yet, almost, because it started dying long before comics did. So, I forget what this character's name is. I've seen him before. Oh, my neighbors are outside, taking their dogs out. That or they're coming in. I don't know which. That means I'm going to have to feed the squirrels and the crows and the blue jays and all that shit here in a minute. I don't know why the Shield's in this, but he was in a if that's even his name. He was in an issue, I think it was like 3-4 issues before, so Okay. Here we have the death of Luther. Yeah, really. Why does he look so bad? Who drew this? Bob McLeod and Brett Breeding. Well, okay. I wonder if they still do stuff. Now, see, this is how I always picture Lex Luthor. That's a good rendition. Still not on board with the redhead Lois Lane. I mean, I like redheads. In the abstract, I'm not sure I'd like living with one, but you never know. You never know. Feel those brownies starting to kick in. I need to get some writing done. I really do. I'm trying to sell an idea, and rather than just sell the idea itself and let somebody do all the work, or hope that somebody else will do all the work, somebody that has more talent. I'm trying to do the hard work myself and crank out a bunch of examples of what I'm talking about, or trying to. See, these conventions, it's all geared towards investors. That's what killed comics. I mean, conventions are great and all, but it's just, you never saw conventions advertised in the comics themselves. You know, in the 70s, you didn't. Through most of the 80s, you didn't. You might see a advertisement for Mile High Comics, you know. Buy those hard to get back issues. But it was all for people who actually loved the genre, as opposed to just wanted to make I can't remember which publication it was that came out and said that, hey, if you put money into comic books, you'll get a 15% return every year. So, what nobody told me is that, and you see this on Pawn Stars, that reality program. It's one of the few reality programs I've ever actually watched and somewhat enjoyed. But yeah, every once in a while somebody will bring in a comic book collection, and Rick just looks at him and like, nah, this is too damn time consuming. You basically, you know, when I was trying to sell books on eBay 10 years ago, I was taking a total of 5 pictures for each book. I'd take 2 pictures of the cover. One, a straight on shot showing the cover and what it looked like, and another one at an angle so that you could use the the glare and the reflection of the light to highlight any kind of creases or wrinkles or flaws or stuff like that. And then I'd open up the book, usually to the very middle, take a picture of that, and then I'd do the same kind of cover shots, the same two types of cover shots for the back cover. And then you got to get online and you sell them one at a time. You could sell them as a group, but if you're willing to wait it out, there's more money to be made. But that's the thing, waiting it out. I mean, key issues, strong key issues, are who in the fuck drew that? What is that about? Some things will sell really fast. Other things will just, other books will just languish. They will languish, and you will never sell them because they're not key issues, and people really don't have money for fills. And that's why I think this is a great idea. I'm giving away $10,000 worth of fills, folks. Well over $10,000 because the way I priced them all out was that I just gave everything a 6 out of 10, even if they were mostly 8s or 7.5s. So the really bad ones, I kind of said, yeah, that's bad. Let's give that a 2 or something. But anyway, so $10,000 is the minimum that this collection is worth. But protons will decay in the universe. The universe will rip itself apart from dark energy expansion before you actually sell $3,000 worth of non-key issues. Oh no, somebody grabbed Clark. I don't know if any of y'all have, hey, somebody's online again. Hello, somebody online, or somebody in the chat, whatever. I don't know if any of you guys have read Larry Niven's Man of Steel, Woman of Kleenex treatise on what it would in reality would be like if Superman and Lois Lane did hook up. But it's an interesting read. Man of Steel, Woman of Kleenex by Larry Niven. It's fairly short, just like one page, so it's worth the read. But basically, Superman would have to hook up with Wonder Woman for him to be able to father children. Once they did it via artificial insemination. And even then, Larry Niven goes into the whole thing that the first time Super Baby kicked Lois Lane, he'd bust right through. So Wonder Woman's strong enough to carry Superman's child to term, so there's that. Guy Gardner. Him and that bull haircut of his. Why? Why would anybody... It's like Miley Cyrus. Oh, somebody dropped right off too. Oh, this is where one of those where I put 2 books in one bag because the bags were so fucking big. They're not magazine bags or anything like that. It was just, I don't know. Quality of the bags back then. I'm probably going to drop off here pretty soon. Looks like I've been doing this for almost an hour, so you think I'd be able to go through more books and shit, but I talk too much. If there was somebody in the room, I'd be a lot more, somebody in the room for me to talk to, I'd be a lot more animated, a lot funnier, and I could talk for 7 days and 14 minutes. Especially if I start telling stories about all the stupid shit I've done. And I've done a lot. A lot of stupid shit. Some kind of 1940s crime drama in this issue. More of these goddamn conventions. Oh. That's the Spectre. Why he's here. It's supposed to be the vengeance of God. Oh no! Superman is transported back to World War II. I'm gonna quit after this issue. Okay. We've got Superman fighting a T-Rex. Okay. I wonder if this connects to the last story. I mean, he was in the 1940s. Now he's back in the Jurassic or whatever. He's got a beard. seem to remember that the only way that Superman was able to shave his beard was to use a mirror and then use his heat vision to burn his whiskers off. Okay, so got some guy that's a wrestler, somehow been transported back. Oh, he's not a wrestler, he's some kind of superhero. He's been there a while. Okay. Okay. Are they really back in time, or you don't have mastodons or mammoths with dinosaurs? Just or saber-toothed tigers. I don't know. Maybe you got punted forward in time a bit. And oh, he's in Prince Valiant time. Okay, well. Anyways, folks, I think I'm gonna call it a day. I don't know. I might do this later on in the day too. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. So, anyways. Okay. Bless America. I guess I did go through quite a bit. And let's do a transition here before I sign off. Let's transition over to this. The price guide. So basically, the Action Comics that you see listed out are the ones that I've shown so far. I mean, it is what it is. I think maybe that 2001 A Space Odyssey that I showed yesterday is actually spoken for, so well, I'm gonna wrap it on up, folks, and I'll see you again either later today or first thing in the morning. I'll definitely be on first thing in the morning, so tomorrow morning. I will see you then. Have a good one.